Hey girls, in the morning the teacher talked about Pidgins and Creoles. So could you tell me what exactly are they?
Well, Ale, I am not sure, but I think a pidgin is a language that emerges from the contact between people speaking different languages, often in situation of power imbalance. Pidgins have played a crucial role in the trade and diplomacy, for example.
It's important to say that it is not a native language of anyone. It is a communication language, as Carlita said, that arises out of the need to understand each other when people speak different languages. Pidgin have been simplified language used for everyday communication.
Okay, something I can add is a pidgin usually developed when a common language doesn't exist. It is common when the communities come together for trade and they don't consider a complete language. For this reason, use pidgins.
But in this situation, one language is usually dominant over the others, and the pidgin serves as a bridge for communication.
Okay, and it is important to remember that pidgins are not a native language of many speech community, but is learned as a second language. I consider that pidgin is essential for people from different linguistic backgrounds for understand better each other.
Thank you, girls. I understanding better this topic about Pidgins, but maybe could you add an example?
Yes. Firstly, a pidgin is not a real language. It is not has elaborated grammar. It is very limited. For example, an example of pidgin is Nigerian pidgin. This is a pidgin that language spoken in Nigeria that combines English with different Nigerian languages. Another example, here we have Bislama. This is a pidgin language spoken in Vanuatu that combines English with various indigenous languages.
All right. So, in summary, we can say that Pidgins are simplified languages that develop for practical communication between groups with different native languages. Maybe they often appear in trades or contact situations, as Carlita said, where people need a common means of communication. Pidgin simplified grammar and vocabulary to facilitate communication in diverse contexts. Am I right?
Yes, but what about Crow? I consider Crow is a pidgin that has enveloped to become the native language of a new generation of speakers. That's for me. Do you agree with me?
Yes, Carlita. Creoles have richer and more complex grammar and vocabularies than pidgins. Creoles evolve into fully functional and expressive languages that satisfy the linguistic and communicative needs of their original speakers. In contrast to pidgins, which are basically functional and pragmatic in nature.
In other words, Creole is more complex. It has a complex grammatical, and the vocabulary is so extended. Creoles are considered a completed language and are native to speech communities. For example, in Louisiana Creole, this is a Creole that language is spoken in Louisiana that combine French with different African languages.
Interesting. So we said before that pidgins are or simplified grammar and vocabulary, but now the Creoles typically incorporate vocabulary and grammar, features from the language of the communities that are involved.
As a summary, I can say that pidgins and creoles are fascinating examples of how language evolves in multilingual context. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, girls.